Hello everyone, welcome back. Chapter 3. The background. I grew up in a place called Yugla. This is one of the so-called districts of Riga. The fascinating fact about Yugla is that the first time in a whole Latvian history, Yugla was mentioned in 13th century. It is located between two lakes, Lake Kish Lake and Yugla. It is very it is a very good place for people who like to spend some time outside. Yugla had a lot of pastures, meadows, and forests. People were able to go hunting and fishing, but of course, they had to pay the fee to the city. People who lived in early Latvia were called Livonians. They are the fathers and mothers of today's Latvians. The word Jugla from Livonian language, yes, there was such a thing as a Livonian language, means river. Later in the 18th century, people started building estates on the Kish Lake. There was maintained tours. There were maintained tours around the lake. In the early 19th century, in Yugla began build plants and factories. For example, uh, my house was quite close to the factory which made sugar out of beet sugar beets. Later, there was also built a paper fabric, which also was relatively close to my house. Nowadays, many of those factories either closed or partially closed. Also, we had or have remains of this place called Tale City, which was made by a craftsman. It is located on the beach of one of the Yugla's small lakes. That place, the Tale City, gained its name because it had a lot of features from tail features made out of wood. That place was more like a playground for the children. People used to say that the person who made such a fabulous place lived nearby and was able to maintain it if something breaks. But when he grew up older and it became a burdensome for him, he wasn't able to keep it up, and therefore, well, right now it looks very ugly. I've been in that place when I was a child. I don't I I remember there was a like teeny tiny house which had a slide, and I remember myself squeezing into that house, and I was sitting there for a little bit and then went out. I doubt I could squeeze in right now there, unfortunately. When I was there last time, many wood features were broken. That's actually very sad, especially for me, since my first degree is carpenter and I do work with lots of wood. Jugla is one of the many Riga's micro-regions or districts, as you wish. Jugla is divided into three parts: Jugla 1, Jugla 2, and Jugla 3. I don't know why it's divided into three parts. Since it is a part of Riga, the capital city, we have a lot of public transportation. I remember my friend and I took a tram to the center when we were little. We probably were about like 7 or 8 years old. I don't know about him, but I got in trouble for that because my mother saw me coming out of the tram and she's like, "Come here, Alexei, you're in trouble." She would tell me, "Now you will come home and we'll get some spanked, and I'll tell your father, and you will get more spanks." And I'm like, "No, please, 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 don't tell my father. Please, I will do anything you wish. Please, don't tell my father." For some for some time she didn't tell him, but I had to do whatever she tells me. It kinda did work, but guess what? She did tell him, and he didn't do anything to me. It was probably even a month or so, maybe even a week, but she didn't tell me when she told him. But she did tell me later that she did tell him, and he didn't do anything to me. I was so lucky.